Hello everyone and welcome to another commentary. Today we're going to be talking about two sites in particular that I actually can't mention the names of or else this video will get DMCA'd. That is not a joke, that is not a parody, I am dead serious when I say that this video will get DMCA'd if I mention the names of either of these sites. So you're gonna have to bear with me for a little bit because I'm gonna give subtle hints as to what these sites actually are, but I can't say their names in full or else you probably won't be able to watch this video. Now real quick before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to both AM and RSOD the Virus for linking me to both the videos that they uploaded about these two sites a couple days ago that also got DMCA'd, and they provide a lot of information about these two sites that I probably wouldn't know right now if I didn't see their videos and if they didn't link me to them. So huge shout out to both AM and RSOD the Virus. So with that being said, here's my rant on Virginia and Flannel. So first let's talk about Virginia. Virginia is what most people consider to be the spiritual successor to VidMe, and golly gee, they really do mean that in more ways than one, because take the amount of censorship that VidMe had later in its run, multiply that by about 1,000 or maybe 2,000, and you still wouldn't have the amount of censorship that you have on I mean, geez, these guys will literally DMCA your video if you mention anything negative about them. You will get a false copyright strike on your channel if you mention anything negative about these guys. Vidly will shut down again if you mention anything negative about these guys. Like, I'm dead serious, this is what this has come to. And apparently it's gotten so bad that they've actually disabled registrations on their website. I'm not even kidding, here's what I'm talking about. Let's take a look at this. You click the little profile icon on the top right and you click log in, right? And then you go to the register page that's here. Alright, simple enough, you click register and it just takes you right back to the homepage. You can't even register for the site, and in fact, you can't even join their Discord. I know it exists somewhere out there, but you can't actually find the link to it anywhere on Virginia anymore. It's just completely gone pretty much. It's almost like it's completely disappeared from existence. However, I tested this out a couple days ago. I tried to join it. Someone had sent the link to it on the Vidly Discord. Tried to join it, and it just noped on me. It said invite expired almost as soon as I clicked the join button. So that would pretty much lead me to assume that Virginia has completely disabled joining their Discord server. They've just completely disabled invites. It's donezoed. And of course their Twitter is not any better. I'm gonna have to censor like all of this, but what I find hilarious is their motto on the site. Their motto for the whole thing: free speech when you need it. Yeah, free speech for sure. Getting your videos DMCA'd, that is, free speech for days. Now there's one more thing to mention about Virginia before we move on to the next site, and it's about the fact that this site, Virginia, actually uses a script. I mean, the screenshots don't lie. I mean, it's using a script. It's pretty fucking obvious that it's using a script, alright? What I find most hilarious though is the fact that they're trying so hard to hide the fact that they're using a script. I mean, you can easily find the script they're using online, but they won't let you know that because they are trying to take down anybody who even mentions the fact that they use a script. That's why you can't find any videos about the fact that they use a script, because they've taken down every single one of them. So hopefully, this video is the last man standing to mention the fact that they're using a script. Alright guys, real quick, I know this is a bit sudden in this video, but as I was editing this, AM, Formidable, Sudarion, Blake, and Termer all released their new video about Virginia and Flannel, which I highly recommend you check out. It's probably still on the featured page right now, so it's very easy to find. It gives a lot of context about what's going on with both Virginia and Flannel right now, and it's just a well-made video overall. I am, however, going to share a tiny snippet of their video in this one, because they bring up an interesting piece of evidence against the owner of both Virginia and Flannel, Zach. But I want to talk about something else first. Out of all people, J Reviews managed to do an interview with Zach, and he asked him 4 questions. The first one was if he accepts criticism, the second one was what he thinks about the claim that Virginia uses scripts, the third one was about whether he's going to build on the script, and the fourth one was what he thinks about Vidly, and these were his answers. To the first question, he responded, if it's constructive and non-instructive / spamming, then yes. His second answer was, It's not a claim. We use PlayTube for our site, which there is nothing wrong with, and that we openly tell our users, which they support us for that. The third one was we personally work with and hire the developers of the script, so yes, we do in fact have some features that aren't available yet. And the fourth one, I think they're an interesting platform, but personally I'd prefer them to stay and continue growing their own platform, not worrying about ours. So I want to talk about a couple of these answers real quick. I want to talk about the first one very specifically. The first one, of course, he says if it's constructive and non-instructive / spamming, then yes. Honestly, I do not think he accepts criticism. I think he's lying, and I think he's hypocritical when he talks about his platform being the best and the others being interesting and wanting them to stay in their own lane, because he tried to take down Vidly a couple days ago because a couple of the users had mentioned their problems with Zach is the same guy that is trying so hard to censor people over their opinions about his websites. I mean, every single video on Virginia has to be manually reviewed before they can even go on the site. And if your video is not deemed fit to be on Virginia, well, too bad, so sad, you're banned. As for his claims about working with the guys that made the script they're using and the fact that they openly admit that they're using a script, first off, I want to say, where? Where on Virginia did you mention that you're using a script? Where have you openly expressed that? Nowhere where I can see. I honestly think he said that just to cover his own ass. As for his last answer, if that is the truth and if that's what he truthfully believes, then I have nothing wrong with that. I actually fully respect that answer. But 90% of me believes that he's lying and that he's kind of bullshitting here in his last answer, so I'm not buying it. And now here's the snippet of AM's video.
So Zach, the creator and CEO of went through all of the servers and deleted his messages. Luckily, one of us had a log of all of the messages sent, and with 100% accuracy. So, let's pick through the chat, He talks about himself in the third person until I found out that he owned on line 705 and 719 until I sent some messages confirming him to own it on line 689 and 691.
Zach also wrote a little love letter to Vidly, which threatened Jan with an ultimatum: delete the videos he has, or have Vidly go down. He claimed these videos infringed on his copyrights, but not only did we use the logo for criticism purposes, but Sedarion's video had a custom-made logo to avoid this issue to begin with. Everything was properly checked beforehand to be under fair use, in which it was. Even though fair use was in place, the videos were still taken down to the Zach's request.
Right, where were we? And let's talk about Flannel. Flannel is the parent site to Virginia. I don't know how that works whatsoever. It seems like neither of these sites are making any money whatsoever, but I guess it has somehow worked like that, and Flannel is the parent site to Virginia, which, I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, we've already seen it once before. Cosmic Media is the parent site to Vanillo, so there's really not any room to complain here. However, Flannel is also using a script that is actually made by the same person who made the script for Virginia. So, at least they're consistent with who they're paying here, right? But I mean, AM pointed this out in his video, so just look at the footage here. Just take it in for a moment, you know? Just the site switching between script and Flannel. Of course, you can probably tell which one is Flannel. It looks like the one that has less effort put in. But of course as well, the logos are censored up top, so you can't really tell, but just look for the one that looks like it has less effort put in, and that's actually Flannel. So hopefully you've made a great observation there. Hopefully you can tell which one is which. And I should mention real quick that Flannel also doesn't want you to know that they're using a script just as much as Virginia. So really, both Virginia and its parent company, Flannel, are both trying to censor people who point out that these sites are using a script. So, no, don't mention their names, because if you mention their names, you're getting DMCA'd. You are toast, you are dead meat, you will never make it on YouTube, you'll never be as successful as these guys. End of story. You know, just heartbreaking news. And there you have it. There's my rant on Virginia and Flannel. Now, why am I making this video? What is the point I'm trying to get across here? The point is, speak out against these guys. they are playing incredibly unfairly right now. They are censoring people over the slightest amount of criticism. This is not just what happened with Mr. A.T. Andre Thomas. This is not just what happened with Chrono Arcale and Cartoon Kid. This is an entirely separate beast. This is two websites trying to DMCA people, and even trying to DMCA other websites as a whole, over slight amounts of criticism. If you say anything negative about these guys, no matter how big or small, they will DMCA you. They will give you a false copyright strike, period. This video right here is probably going to get a false copyright strike. I'm betting on it. And that is the important reason why you should speak out against these guys. That is the reason why these two sites should never ever be successful. Nobody should be calling Virginia the next YouTube. And that is about it. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like or rate it 5 stars if you're on Vidly, and also be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can see more videos like this one when they come out. This is CL21, and I'll see you guys in the next video.